Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Who's That Anime with your host Stephen Colin. It's the new year! Happy Hawkman!
I think it's also like we should probably say this also comes a bit earlier on Patreon, and I think it's also way before the new year this year, just because of the way things have lined up.
Not to mention, pretty sure this is not on New Year because New Year's middle of the week.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Middle of the week.
New year when it comes, because I'm pretty sure this will be the last one of the year anyway.
Yes. Maybe Dragon Ball.
Yeah, you probably get some Dragon Ball in there.
Yeah.
If you're listening to 5 Minute Fusion, that is,
Yeah.
or other podcast.
Our own podcast about Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z, I think at that point as well. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z.
things are moving.
Things are moving. Is it going well? I don't know.
I don't know, not sure yet.
But as always, New Year is the time to kind of like look at the things that's happened in the past and then look forward to the new things on the horizon. The
You mean XL Saga?
Excel Saga. Yeah, I'm going to see how much Steve can take of Excel Saga because he didn't seem like to take much for
I
us
mean,
to start there.
it's likely to be not all that much. Maybe not too much.
Uh,
I,
uh,
you,
oh,
you set a bit of a challenge. You effectively said, "Is like, hey, why don't you bring two things that you like, kind of, I guess, like started with in anime, like things that kind of
yeah,
shaped you in a way,
yeah,
and you would do the same."
yeah,
And so we have four things that we're going to discuss a little bit
yeah,
today.
yep. So I picked some obscure anime that I picked
I
up.
was going to say you've got the some visual aids. Sorry for those who are listening, but on the video version of the podcast, there's no green in those, is there?
Uh,
There's some. No, it's yellow. The yellow is not enjoying that either. A
Oh, this one's also been in the sun, but that's quite
little bit sun bleached.
bleached.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so I chose these two things, which I got one Christmas, and
God damn.
I didn't really watch this that much because, well, the spiders scared the shit out of me, but now I realized it wasn't that bad,
No.
and also it was hella depressing. And then I got this one, which is a lot more fun because it was fun, and also hella
I
depressing.
was gonna say it's also like quite depressing.
Oh, and then it explains why we've had a whole depressing week. I didn't realize that this
Yeah,
just falls on from the whole fucking year that
it
we've had.
does. It does a little bit.
But then yours isn't much better.
No. I mean, so that's is that your first like animes basically?
The first, yeah, it's other than Transformers, which isn't really.
Yeah. Yeah, like it.
They're not American House at that point, or are they
Well,
still
when we were like
G1?
Googling anime to try and find a background, Scorponok was definitely there, so Transformers counts.
Yeah, but they had the Japanese ones, don't they?
You had like what
The
Superbug
headmaster.
Master Force,
Yeah,
Headmaster,
yeah,
Victory, all that. Not great content.
yeah.
It's not brilliant.
G1. Actually came across G1 like the whole first season
It's
of G1 on
it's
YouTube.
it's on the Hasbro channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
Which Elon Musk will own at some point.
Oh, why will he own a Hasbro?
He's looking to buy Hasbro.
The f-
He can have Hasbro.
No.
He
Well,
no, I mean he can, but
yeah. I mean,
it's not a good thing.
you know, I hope it goes like
Twitter.
Infowars.
Oh,
When with the Onion.
that's being contested, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I don't know the outcome of it yet, mind you.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it stays like that. It's just
Me too.
I have no idea of like the concept and what everything is, to be honest, because I don't know who this Alex Jones guy is, and I don't really care. But I know Onion is like this website. It does stupid news.
They sure are.
And they bought out this other thing, and I was like, oh, I assume this is the right wing kind of news outlet.
Infowars is like a conspiracy thing. That's what the quote is that the water's turning the frogs gay comes
Oh,
from.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh man! Still remember the one of the one of the things I heard from UKIP party MP. He came out. He
Whoa.
blamed the new gay laws, the gay marriage laws,
Uh-huh.
is the reason why like whole Yorkshire had all the horrible flooding that year.
That's right. He blamed gay people on rain.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
blamed rain on gay people, rather. Yeah, that's.
At least
I forgot about that.
at least Farage had the sensibility to kick him out of the party as soon as that came out. It's like, nope,
No.
I don't want you in my party, you loon.
No, I just we can't have anti-gay rhetoric. We need to have
Oh,
other not great rhetoric instead.
I mean, I don't think he cares about that. I think it's just the fact that he linked it to
Him?
the natural disasters. And
Yeah, yeah, he's a bit of a loon.
anyway, yeah, so what did you bring to
Right.
the table,
So
Steve?
I think it's long. We've talked about things like this. Like almost brought Fist of the North Star.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh, but I decided that like I don't think I really knew what I was watching with Fist of the North Star. Like it was just there, and I was like, I don't know, whatever.
yeah.
But the first time I like really watched, first time I really watched anime was a thing called Starvenger, which is like a kind of an American edit of a kind of show that already existed in Japan. So I didn't think that was fair to bring either.
Okay.
It's not quite right. But then I was like, well, after that, it's Devilman. It's absolutely the Devilman OAVs.
What age were you when you watched Devilman, Steve?
Well, so I don't think I would have been too young. I would say probably 12, 13.
12, 13.
So like too young, but not like not grossly too young. Um, but
Would you let your kids?
no, like, but yeah, that's my point. But the thing is that um I'm pretty sure it was on like like Channel 4 used to do like loads of horror movies. They
Like,
used to show manga, all
yeah,
like manga published stuff rather.
yeah.
And yeah,
It was there,
the
yeah,
Devilman OAVs were things that they used to show like late night, and
yeah.
I used to tune in to watch those week in week out, or when they were on. Um,
So that was they came on like 1 o'clock in the morning,
sure did.
and you were 12, 13.
I think it was 13, 14. I mean, either way, like it was probably again too late as well. So
Yeah, yeah. I got these. Yeah, I must have been still like under 10 when I got these. These are rated U, by the way.
they are that we're going to talk about how they shouldn't be. Uh, they probably shouldn't be.
No, this should not be. But
But yeah, Devilman was one of the things, and the other one was like when I was a little bit older, like probably 15,
mhm.
and quite watching a lot of like Fox Kids.
Yep.
So it was like Tenchi Muyo and Sailor Moon, and I think they even did like an edit of Ranma One Half at one point as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was out. That certainly, as people have certainly mentioned that to me when I get into that, which I got into at
Yep.
uni.
So I
Because
watched that sort of stuff,
yeah,
and then I think the other I think the other stuff was like Big O and Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network.
yeah.
But the one that was on Fox Kids that stuck with me the most was one called was called Teknoman,
Hmm.
which was I think I guess the English yeah, English version of it
Yeah,
basically was called Teknoman. I
yeah,
think the Japanese version is Tekkaman Blade.
yeah, yeah,
And it was like kind of your standard affair, like mix of Power Rangers and Gundam and Ultraman and stuff like that. And it was a bit of a vibe.
yeah.
And it was pretty reasonable. So like that was my other thing that I decided to bring to the table.
Oh, yeah. I was yeah. Honestly, I got mine on VHS, probably I don't know,
Type.
9, yeah, or
So
something.
I think it's interesting as well, is like because I didn't get any things like I had Star Avengers on VHS,
Uh-huh, yeah.
but most of my VHS was uh like Muppet Babies or um Transformers or Thundercats or Ghostbusters or like Captain America, where it was like the dragging the character style animation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like it was the 1950s Captain America cartoon.
Yeah, yeah.
It was pretty good.
The 60s one, yeah.
Yeah, they were great.
Oh,
Um,
you,
yeah, yeah,
where that meme comes from.
yes.
Yeah, well,
Indeed. So
sort of.
So I hadn't heard of either of the things you brought.
Yeah.
And like I'd like to give you my impressions of them.
Okay. Yeah.
So, well, what is it? The Littlest Warrior, whatever the hell is it called?
On my well,
Yeah, the Littlest Warrior is what it says there.
yeah, on my video it's that, but I believe it's called some arson thing, and if it you watched it in Spanish, I think it was called
Robin
Robin
Hood. Yeah.
Hood or something. Nothing to do with Robin
No,
Hood though.
not even close.
Nothing with Forest.
It is, I'll be blunt, it is the most Disneyified Japanese cartoon I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it's been 61.
Yeah, it's super Disneyed. Like it has sing-alongs, it is about family trauma, and it's got talking animals, and
Yeah.
man, it's so Disney.
Well, I assume it was certainly uh yeah, it is certainly justified in that sense. But then at the same time, I don't know how much anime was a thing back then because
I mean, like in the same time frame, surely was that not like Astro Boy was
yeah,
that kind of time frame, and that's more what I was familiar with.
yeah,
Because I think, like, when it comes to anime,
but
part of the
that's
reason I like it is it very much has its own way of telling a story.
it was a series.
Uh, Astro
That's
Boy,
right, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that was like a series. This is like obviously a feature length movie essentially.
Yeah, it was. I think that the main thing for me is though is that I don't think I've ever watched anything that has come out from Japan in an animation style like that has been so westernized.
Yeah,
It felt very Western,
yeah.
and it wasn't very good.
No, I like I say it was one I watched and I was like, this is pretty boring.
I mean, I can sum up the entire plot, which is family are uh, torn apart because dad goes out off to do something with the military, Japanese army or military.
No, no. So he's like a lord of the land, and it's like a reserve or something. It's from
He
the conference sites,
he goes away,
and some hunters come in.
yeah, and take the land.
No, they come in to do some hunting, and then they see the sign saying, "Don't do the hunting here under the order of the emperor." And they're like, oh, well, you know what we'll do? We'll set fire to this forest and scare them because the guy was a shit hunter
He was a shit hunter.
because all his arrows just went nowhere. And then basically he wanders in hunting the wee bear that they save,
With the talking mouse.
and the talking mouse,
Yep,
talking bear type thing.
yep.
Um,
There's a dog as well.
and then the father kind of steps in and goes, "Hey, don't do that." And then his son comes, the little boy comes in. It's like, look, it was them. They set the fire. I've got this pouch. It's got his emblem on it. It was them. All right, okay. Do you get out? Go away. And I was like, well, I'll see you what I do. And then they write a nasty letter to the emperor, and he gets summoned to the emperor and found guilty.
Yeah, he does.
He was framed for setting fire to his own forest.
Yes.
Uh,
And then they come in and take over.
um, yeah, they just kind of barge in and take over, and then they flee, and then
They get separated. The daughter dies by drowning and then turning into a mermaid.
I one of the daughters, right?
Yeah, she turns into one of the daughters drowns and turns into a mermaid,
Yeah,
and then the other daughter and the son get extricated to somewhere else where they're like
yeah.
held against their will and told to do stuff.
Well, when the other daughter fell in the thing, she's essentially they're basically being captured by slave traders at that point
Yes.
and getting taken away, and then she falls in because the guy's like, nope, none of that, not thrown into the water. And then she turns into the mermaid,
Yeah.
and then the mother goes away.
And she's never heard from again.
I mean, except from when she like causes the big tidal wave and
Yeah,
potentially kills the slave traders that did separate the family.
I guess.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens.
Ba-
Uh,
Basically, the whole family die. Well,
oh,
the sisters die. One becomes a bird. One becomes a mermaid.
yeah,
The son becomes the owner of the lord of the land,
yeah.
and gets a new name, and then like can screw about and say fuck these guys who like made my life difficult.
Yeah.
And then after he does all that, he goes to find his mum because she's blind now.
Yeah, he's been on the hunt because he he managed to escape the slave place because his sister managed to do it, and then
Yep.
and he escapes.
There was a brother, two brothers who were in charge of the slave trade. One of them did not like it as much.
Yeah, and the father
Yeah.
as well.
And the father was into it.
Yeah,
He loved slaves.
and the other one's like, oh, we shouldn't like do that, and he kind of fell in love with the daughter,
He did.
sister, and then she kind of got punished for letting her brother escape, and then he came to save her, and then she escapes, and then turns into a swan
Yep.
because
Because why not?
why not? There's no reason to turn into a swan.
She turned into a mermaid either.
Ah, well, she was drowning, so just like evolved to get some
It's
gills.
sort of like some sort of weird forced animorph behavior.
Yeah. And then she's the mermaid's actually seen a few times, so she's killed the slave traders, and then she appears in front of the daughter,
Yeah, no, you're right. She does.
um, and then so does the swan thing, because she goes flies away and
Yep.
causes a big storm that wrecks the whole building operation in for this guy's castle or something. And then she comes back to see the effigy that the one of the sons is made of her.
Yep.
And then she's there on this frozen lake, and then she's not there again and flies away. And then he becomes a monk. The other one, the boy escapes to one of the emperor's advisors,
That's right.
and basically all right, we'll try and find it. Oh, sorry, he went to Osaka and he died like a month ago. Um, and then he uh he then grew up, and you see him growing up, and then he goes hunting for his sister and finds out the sister's there, and then the son of the guys was, yeah, she died, or a monk shows the statue. I'm a monk now, type thing. And then he manages to go and find his mother
Yeah.
somehow,
She's blind,
who's gone blind.
but not blind enough to not see
The swan,
the swan.
yeah, because she flies over her head.
So I guess like maybe she's not blind. She's just got like limited sight. But
No, it's a mystical bird, I think. So
oh, she can just see the mystical bird,
it's projected into her mind, maybe.
mind bird.
I don't know, and that's the end of it.
It's not good. The animation's bad. The songs are bad. The story's depressing. The animals might as well not be there.
Ah, they cheered the thing up.
Uh, I mean, maybe.
They cheered it up more, and the rest of like
Yeah, the animals cheered it up a lot better than the slave traders.
the 75, yeah, 75% of this thing is press and shit, and then it's like the last one. Oh, he's getting away. Things are looking up. Oh, he's escaped. And his sister, she might get somewhere with this guy and escape because one of the brothers like, oh, I won't do anything till you marry me. It's like, oh,
Oh, it's so bad.
uh, no. She gets her hair chopped off
She does. I was gonna say, yeah, she does get her hair chopped
because
off.
fraternizing with the other son.
Can't do that.
Chop her hair off.
But having said, that one wasn't very good.
Uh-huh.
The other thing you asked me to watch, which what is it called in the box there?
Oh, on the box, this one is The World of the Talisman.
So the World of the Talisman, if you look it up, it's just called Birth.
This a full hour of cartoon fun.
It's not a full hour. It is a full hour and 23 minutes.
But
Is that an edited version?
like I said to you, it's like it's it's not different, but it's
Yeah,
different
it's
enough.
different enough.
Because it says approximate runtime on this is 81 minutes slash color.
Yeah, that's about right.
Came out 1987, Harmony Gold USA.
Harmony Gold, I think, had a lot of the videos I like. I think I have a lot of Harmony Gold videos at home.
Idol.co.uk.
But I bet you there's no domain name on that.
No, that's not. I was like, wait, this is the main name? And there's not.
No, there's not.
Hey, okay, here. Oh, change the name. All right.
I mean, the thing, what I want to say about it is Birth I thought was actually quite good.
It is.
I think like there's enjoyment to be had in that.
I liked it.
Um,
I liked all of them.
it's really weird.
It
Like,
is a weird.
so from what I could tell,
Uh-huh.
at least in the English, the dubbing version
Mm-hmm.
I saw online
Mm-hmm.
was that the so you had the sister
Yep.
and the brother,
Yep.
and then the pilot and his sidekick.
Yep.
They're the good guys.
They're the
They're
guys.
people. And the guys on the ship are chasing some sort of sword generated by this energy within the galaxy.
Yep.
And the sword will help them deal with what were they called?
Inorganic.
Organics. Yep.
Yep.
That are basically like jelly beans with cyclops eyes.
Yeah.
And so the girl, she is going to get lunch for her brother, Nam.
No, breakfast.
Is it
He
breakfast?
skipped
He
breakfast.
skipped breakfast. So he's called Nam.
Uh-huh.
She's called
Uh, Rasa.
maybe. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
Rasa.
And the Bao is the captain, and then I can't remember the sidekick's name.
No, I can't remember that either.
But basically, it ends up that they're chasing that sword, and that sword lands on the planet that they're on,
Uh-huh.
and he then uses that sword to attack an inorganic,
Yeah.
and kills one of them. Or
What's the
se-
sword?
I think he does. Does he not stab one through and it turns to dust?
Oh, one of them bikers.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
one of the biker jelly beans.
Yeah.
The ones that keep calling her Jigglebutt,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
like
It's way over sexualized in
really
that one.
weird. Like really, really weird.
It,
Because the thing is as well about that is that the animation's fine. There's no jiggling going on. They're just calling her Jigglebutt.
yeah, yeah.
But it's constant. And though also there's like jelly bean. Those things are like kids. They're supposed to be children.
Yeah, well, one is.
At least, yeah.
I think that one. I think.
The one that ends the movie.
Well,
Uh,
because he calls him midlife crisis man.
he does call them midlife crisis, man.
Yeah.
But the one that
Other guy
ends
you
the
might say
movie
that.
is definitely a child.
Yeah.
So yeah, they go through all that, and then like progressively bigger and bigger organics end up coming, and then the ship ends up landing, and all four of them get together, and then they have like an old fashioned car with a machine gun turret, and
Yep.
but also a plane that's also a unicycle.
Hmm.
And it's just like basically, it's the music's really cool, the animation's really cool, it's really fluid, really dynamic. It reminds me of everything I really enjoyed about like 80s
Anime?
anime.
Yeah.
Like it was no way realistic. It was over the top. It was bright and vibrant and just
Well, they had a jeep that it drove on the side of a wall.
yep, that is very
Like,
realistic.
and I don't know. Shall I read what's on the back of this
Please
box?
do.
Because this is not what you
This is
just
not what I've
described.
just described.
Uh, so Rasa and Talon,
Okay, different name.
uh, brother and sister, and
That's right.
heirs to a planetary kingdom, embark on a voyage of personal discovery.
Nope.
They have found their way to a mystical planet,
Nope.
which legends describe as the homeworld of the gods. They have
Nope.
embarked on this journey to discover their true path
Nope.
in life.
Nope.
What they find is a planet that can be best described as one giant booby trap. Soon they find themselves as the targets of a massive manhunt for the prize of their inheritance.
No.
The world of the talisman is an adventure filled with humor and a breathtaking sense of the magical and the absurd.
So what we're gonna do
Mhm.
is you and I are gonna need to invest in something to take that VHS and put it on YouTube.
Oh, I got some of
Yeah, we should do that. Like we should do that and we should put it on the channel.
that.
Like
Yeah,
I know that's potential to get a copyright strike, but
yeah.
like I feel like that's a piece of history right there because it's wrong. That's not what happened in any of that.
Not the Japanese one.
Nope.
No, so like I was like when I first met you when you came over and it's like, yeah, that is completely different from what I remember as a kid. But there was actually lots of extra stuff. So it's like so the start of it, like you see the yellow one which is called Mongo. Yellow
Mango. Manga.
manga.
Manga. The little yellow blob dude.
Sorry, I was thinking of Soul Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, the yellow dude. yellow jelly bean dude.
There's hundreds of them at one point.
Yeah, yeah. So that comes in. But he's getting chased by a blue thing,
Yep.
and then lands on Russ's shoulder, and that whole scene isn't there. Uh, so none of that happens, and I think it
Wait,
might.
is manga not in it?
No, manga's in it,
Oh, right, just not that bit.
just not that bit. I think it might start with the chasing of the sword, and there's a voiceover from
Oh,
the mystical woman.
so okay, there is the woman
Yeah,
who is like the spiritual representation of the
yeah,
universe or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
But she's making her presence known because she's talking about the balance of the universe and
Mhm.
the universe creating the organics, but also creating the inorganics as sort of like a
Yeah,
kind of, I don't know, like just as a challenge, as a thing that exists contrary to the way the earth, to the way the universe should be.
yeah.
Um,
So, but none of that's actually explained in the English dub that I had.
right, okay.
Uh, so like I said, they're seem to be like prince and princess,
Yeah,
and
you said, yeah, for their inheritance.
everyone's kind of like bounty hunters. So, Bao and Ren, I think,
Yeah,
who are actually looking for them, but they come across the sword first
right,
in their
okay.
sense, and they try to do like their jump and
Oh, okay. Oh, actually, that is one bit I wanted to talk about because it was a time that I genuinely laughed.
yeah,
And it's where he says, "Is like, hey, yeah." He's like, we've known each other a while now.
yeah,
Yeah, let's never talk about this. Like, that gave me like a proper good laugh. I really enjoyed that.
yeah.
Some of the dialogue actually with Bao was really funny. Um,
He was a good comedy relief character. Yeah,
I think like I said, I think there's a lot to like in this, but it gets a bit weird at the end where I think like the last 20 minutes of it is really the same battle sequence, kind of just
yeah.
over a long period of time.
Mainly running away from like
Bigger and bigger inorganics.
yeah, yeah, as they call it in this. Um, you don't see the grandparents in this. It's just sit in that room and talk about them.
Oh, that's right. This is the people who are just on the planet
Yeah,
and just they're like I don't know if they're supposed to be like an audience surrogate where just like stuff is happening to them.
yeah.
It's just like, oh, earthquake. You're like, yeah, it's all the shit that's happening outside.
Better put that fire out. I loved that.
And then, as you pointed out actually earlier on, was like, hey, as a kid, I never noticed that there were two skeletons just having sex on a couch.
Yeah, that might be it now. I certainly look into the window, but I can't remember that's there.
That's wild. That is wild.
Uh,
But then it also ends like basically with that like
genocide.
the lead jelly bean uh firing, I'm gonna call it the Demogorgon because I can't remember the name of it. A weapon that was basically a rocket launcher.
Yeah, yeah, and it basically melted the planet,
Yep.
and everyone dies. Well, they kind of
Does it not kill all the inorganics?
no, it was meant to kill the whole planet.
He did say that it would kill the whole planet, but
And the whole planet went red, and then it zoomed out to the moon, and you saw the planet gone red, completely
it
red.
did just go to the credits after that.
And then they were just floating in like the space lady's sword.
That's true.
And then the English dub, there's like whole like, do you know what went wrong? Like this start,
Yes.
because there was a wee bit of like the Mystic Lady and some other Mystic Lady is talking,
Jesus.
and she's basically, you know what went wrong there? And it's like,
Oh, like I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
yeah,
Out of the two of them, like it's far superior.
oh yeah,
It's
I
really,
watched
really,
that.
really good.
I watched that more times than I watched the other one.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
There was a spider scene in the other one, and it was like, what?
Yeah, that spider was weird.
That freaked me out. I remember it being freakier, and yeah, so
It happens.
I think I maybe managed to watch all. I'm pretty sure I ended up doing other things when that one was on. It was like kid.
It was good. I
Uh,
enjoyed Birth. I thought it was really
yeah,
entertaining.
we should actually watch the version I got in the VHS
Good. And
if
do a
it's
bonus episode on it.
still actually good.
I think like we could probably clean it up enough that
Yeah,
we could get it off of the VHS.
I was more just meaning just hoping the tape's still good.
No, I'm saying I think we can clean it up enough to get it.
Yeah.
copied once, play through once, start to finish, and go from there.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, you see, like I'd say like you're on a 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
Like that was
Well, there's only two, so
so like Birth, yeah,
yeah.
really enjoyable.
And
Um, but
but
yeah,
but yours is Devilman, and
yeah, Devilman. Like let's be very clear, it's a very edgelord choice. It's got like a load of violence and nudity and swearing and all that sort of stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but it's also, I think, a lot of what I really loved about 80s anime.
yeah,
It was over the top and just really interesting. Um, and it just yeah, it just worked really well.
yeah,
I think it's like I don't know about you, but like I tried to watch I was really disappointed in Crybaby, which was the new Devilman.
yeah, on
I
Netflix.
I just
Yeah,
could not get into it. Like
no,
it it,
you
it was
can't
like a
do it.
different brand of self-serious that I just did not engage with at all. And yeah, it just never landed for me.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I think I gave up after 2 episodes.
yeah. I not sure where I got to. It just didn't seem right.
No. And then like I haven't watched the original since well, for like, 20 plus years anyway.
Yeah,
And I went back to it and like as I was starting to watch, I was like, it's okay. Like and then like after the bit where he's like being bullied and stuff like that, and the rabbits are dead and it's really weirdly dark. Uh the whole bit where his buddy turns up, he's like, "Yo, I used to go to school with you. Time to come and ruin your life."
yeah.
It's like, fucking hell, yeah, let's do it.
And threaten his almost girlfriend with a knife.
Oh my god, it was wild. It's so
Yeah,
cool. And it looks good, it moves well, it sounds good.
mhm.
And I think like even though the narrative is over the top, I actually really like a lot of the dialogue. Like I loved the bit where like he's leading them down into the thing. He's like, come on, we're gonna do this. Like,
Yeah,
to we need to become the devil or the demon to fight them.
yeah,
He's like, right, okay, we're gonna do this. And then he walks into the basically like a techno club,
yeah,
and then the guy's like, what? And he starts laughing at him, and you're like, has he tricked him? He's like, no. He's like, I just lied to you about how this was gonna work. And it was like, oh, okay, so like, yeah, we're gonna have to get like a little bit of debauchery going on in here. He's like, also, they love blood, and he just like runs up and stabs someone in the face with a broken bottle.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god,
He just started slashing people, and then people start putting them up.
it still shocks me.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a wild swing.
I mean, I kind of saw that in his face when he was killing the demons when they were chasing him down there.
That is true.
He did look like that.
He was fairly into it,
He was enjoying that.
but it,
Um,
it's such a crazy moment.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I think I actually the last time I watched it was probably when it was on Channel 4.
Yeah, that's maybe the last time I watched it.
Yeah, but the things I remember. Anyway, I'm sure Devilman is one of those ones that got made to like a video release because it was too violent.
Yes, like absolutely.
Yeah,
Um, and it shows. It's like like I say, it's there's a lot of nudity, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of like explicit language, and it just it feels very adult. And it's like I say, like a teen, early teen. That's like, yep, this is what I want to be watching.
yeah,
Because it's cool. Uh, but I think the interesting part for me, I think, is like revisiting it now and watching it and kind of going, you know what, this is actually still good. Like there's
yeah,
things that are decent about this. It wasn't just like because it was overly violent or crazy or anything like that. It was like it was just a good show.
yeah, yeah,
So it was we only watched the first OAV
yeah,
for this OVA. Uh so I'm probably gonna go back and watch the next two
yeah,
and finish it off because obviously we just get to him turning into Devilman and losing his shit.
yeah, yeah. Killing all the demons,
That's pretty good.
and his friend's dead.
Yeah, his friend does not make it.
No,
So
um, yeah,
he does also shoot at a car until it blows up, which is really cool.
It does, but that's because it's possessed
Yeah,
by a demon.
that was yeah, that was it. It's like they normally like to like possess inanimate objects because they don't fight it.
Yeah,
It's like, but they will possess humans,
yeah,
but they don't like that conflict.
yeah,
But if you can control them as they're taking over, then you can take advantage of their strength and their speed and their demonic power, and which is exactly what he does. Seems
yeah,
to be true of heart
yeah.
and pure, which apparently he is. So
Well, he
he
certainly
defends that rabbit earlier on.
he does. I'm I was nearly making the quote from Ghost
I
Stories.
was about to ask.
It was there. It was on the tip of my tongue. I don't want to get cancelled.
Well, yeah, you might get cancelled just for talking about it. Um, I joke, I joke. But yeah, and then the other one was like I said, was Teknoman Blade or Technoman.
Mhm.
It has a baller theme tune. It was on Fox Kids at like the height of my interest in stuff like that, and it was
Wow.
um you know it
It must have been toned down a bit, right?
um yeah, like it was heavily like like in the same way Tenchi Muyo was heavily edited, and so was Ranma and things like that.
Yeah,
They all had like their slightly edged out a bit, like buffed down and smoothed.
yeah.
Because they're not like like overtly crazy or anything, but well,
Uh,
Tenchi Muyo is a bit
yeah,
a bit more. But yeah, they kind of cut it down and made it into a show. But now that video I sent you is like someone or some group is remastering them and
yeah,
like kind of giving them the Dragon Ball Z Kai treatment,
yeah.
which
It's
is cool.
kind of weird. I felt like I don't know if they were using AI or something because some of the animation in it just felt like that's been added in, and it's like they've upped it to 60 frames per second, maybe through AI.
I think there's some frame interpolation stuff going on in the video
Yeah,
we watched because I remember it being having that smoothness look, but not that smooth.
yeah, yeah,
So, but like Teknoman Blade or Technoman is like a kind of group on Earth, and they're being attacked. Like Earth is being attacked by these aliens on a consistent basis. They're trying to take over,
yep,
and they're like bugs.
yeah,
And Technoman appears and crashes into the Earth,
yeah.
and
Because he was one of them, but not
yeah,
didn't quite get transformed fully.
he's part there and part not.
Yeah,
He can communicate. He can hear them, and like he can. It's just a really it's an interesting premise, and like they try and test him and figure out where he comes from and how it works and what
mhm.
way they can't quite get to it, but later on there's like other people that are kind of the same and
All right, yeah.
like in a negative way.
Well, we found one of them because he was the one that he fought.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, Blade, you're here. I will, aha, all your kind of like really moves are useless against me."
It's really good. Like like I say, I was saying to you earlier, it's like got that Ultraman, that Gundam
Yeah,
vibe, but like I think for like I would have been what like be like 14, 15, 15, 16 when I was watching it, but just like as something that was like on at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was like, this is cool. Like,
yeah,
it was really, really good. And like I say, theme tune was top notch.
mm,
Animation was pretty good. Story was quite interesting.
mhm,
This reminds me a little bit of Voltron as
mhm.
well, like in that kind of vein. Um, but yeah, like I would recommend watching the series. I think it's not that first episode is a bit rough because you're kind of getting into it. And
Yeah,
also, like I say, as I think there's questionable editing decisions have probably also been made as part of that effort to refactor it. Um,
yeah,
I think I must have a hard drive somewhere with like the original Japanese version somewhere. Because after I
yeah.
watched it on Fox Kids, I then went and watched the Japanese version.
Ah, yeah. When you had internet.
Yeah, just that first time you got broadband, and then downloaded every single thing under the sun using Kazaa or Napster. It's
Yeah.
good times.
Oh man. Wow.
LinkinPark.exe.
Oh, wow, man. It was fucking. I'm just thinking, yeah, I didn't have that option as a kid. It was a 56K modem if I ever did, but
Oh,
I had
I had a 28.8.
2020.
Yep.
Ah, good old. Oh, yeah, that's what I had.
I had a 56K after that, and
Yeah.
then my parents didn't upgrade to broadband until I left the home.
You're not getting broadband.
So when I went to halls at university, I didn't have internet for a year. It was
Yeah,
torture.
that's what I had a zip drive for.
Man, I was on the internet all the damn time at home.
Well, no, I didn't get. I had no experience when I got to uni too, but yeah, I managed to get something internet later. But yeah, I never watched Teknoman. I watched Devilman, but
Yeah,
not Teknoman.
we've talked about Devilman quite a bit, I think,
Yeah,
like in the past. But I think the thing for me is that it turned out it was still good. Like I think
yeah,
that was the surprise was is like actually no, there was something about this that was pretty good.
that was decent. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
like it definitely it's aged. Um, and I get why they would try to modernize it in a certain way with Crybaby, but I think like Crybaby just feels like it misses. It's almost like it takes itself too serious.
yeah.
Even though, like, obviously, Devilman is not a jokey or comedic thing,
Uh-huh.
there's definitely an air of like lightheartedness to certain conversations and things like that in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first one.
That's
So
it's only three episodes, and it doesn't actually finish the story, does it?
no, no, no.
It just kind of ends.
There is a series after that, though, right?
Oh, maybe. I know there was a Devilwoman series.
I have a feeling that Channel 4 also started to air some of the episodes of that
Oh,
after.
maybe, maybe.
Because I also remember watching Fist of the North Star on Channel 4,
Yeah,
and I also remember watching Vampire Hunter D.
yeah.
Um, and
Fist of the North Star was the series version.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not
And
the movie.
then what was the other thing? I like Ghost in the Shell. I think the first time I watched that was on Channel 4.
Yeah, I missed all those.
Really good job.
Yeah,
I think like I've mentioned it to you before as well. Is like there was a period of time. Well, it was like the tail end of the '90s, wasn't it, when they started showing the manga and manga
yeah,
English stuff,
yeah,
like Blackjack and things like that as well.
yeah,
And then like the early 2000s, or like '99 into 2000, they also started doing like horror nights as well. So it's like there
yeah.
was this thing where like I was being catered for very, very well by Channel 4, which is like, hey, you like anime? It's like, yeah, I do. And it's like, well, one of the nights at like 1 a.m. we're gonna have this, and then at the weekend we're gonna have like a couple horror movies. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, and they're gonna be like, but not like we're just putting on any old crap. It was like someone would like curate a list of stuff and they would
Mhm.
talk about it.
Well, I mean,
I miss that.
yeah, that's something that it's not a thing anymore on TV.
I like
I feel. Well, the little I watch.
I would really like it actually, I think. I find it quite difficult to choose a movie a lot of the times because I'm not watching the trailers. Like
Yeah,
I like to watch a trailer because I like it to get its hooks in and go, that's it.
yeah,
And I think like I would probably be that way inclined more so for anime, movies, and anything if
uh-huh,
I was to get like a trailer of it. But also I would really like to hear um like a person who says it's that this is good.
yeah,
You know, like I like actually a great example is again mentioned him plenty of times. Are you wearing his t-shirt today?
um,
Is it? Yeah, Super Eye Patch.
yeah,
Uh, does these videos like once or twice every year where he just talks about the things he likes,
yeah,
and I really love the passion that he speaks with about those things because it gets me excited to watch those things.
yeah,
Like, and I'm sure that I've spoken to you about wanting to watch like a couple of movies that he talked about more recently. And I was
uh-huh.
like, they look incredible. And I really want to watch them because I think it's the director of Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
All right,
He
yeah.
did a couple of them,
Mhm.
and it's like those look cool as hell.
Yeah, I feel like you and him taste kind of.
They're very much overlapped.
Yeah,
The only thing is that I'm not as wild about his wrestling, but even with the wrestling stuff he talks about,
mhm,
I'm totally into it. I
yeah,
could listen to him talk about it forever, and it's that passion about it that I really like.
yeah,
But if you could give me that and a trailer and stuff like that, and it's like, hey, decide for yourself, watch this or don't, I'd be like, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, that sounds cool.
Yeah, well, that was the thing about well, you know, didn't have the choice because I didn't really get like anything until much later because I'd never bought into the subscriptions services of like Sky or Virgin and that or well cable.
I had Sky, but it was mostly for movies and sport. Like,
Yeah,
because my parents were big into watching sports, so
yeah,
that was their. Well, I say that I also used it to watch cartoons because I watched Cartoon Network and Fox Kids, so
yeah. So I never got that until much later. Um,
which was probably be relatively around the same time I was getting it anyway.
yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
But I always had like you know the terrestrial and you know you kind of got dealt what we only had five channels here in this country.
four
S
for a long time too.
yeah,
Five was only like what, the late 90s?
came out in the late 90s, yeah, and you didn't always get it. Sometimes you had to turn the aerial sideways or something
There was
stupid.
a whole thing about how if you put a sausage in the back of your television, it would get you Channel 5, and it did work.
Yeah, a sausage, a cooked sausage or a raw sausage.
I don't think it mattered. I think it was basically just it was looking for contact point. So you could have put your finger in, it would have worked.
All right, yeah.
But yeah, that was the whole thing.
It's not. Do you want a sausage?
Oh God.
Oh,
I have not watched Freddy Got Fingered in a long time, and yet I have seen so many clips of it on TikTok recently.
I am not either. Oh man, when he was in his prime.
Classic.
Yeah. So, but like, because you had that, then it was like you're limited to what you can actually get your hands on,
Yeah.
especially when you didn't have the internet either. Um, and I miss that. That's the stuff I was like, oh, I'll just turn that on and watch it. Now there's like far too many channels for my mind to, and there's too much choice
Yeah.
in that
You do
regards.
get sort of analysis paralysis, and I think that a lot of my tastes, and probably yours as well, were shaped by the fact that you watched what was on. It's
Yeah,
like that was what you had to deal with.
yeah,
And I like having the choice now. But at
yeah.
the same time, I think I'm a person who struggles with having that much choice. So
Oh
it means I
yeah,
just don't watch things.
yeah. You got your Netflix, and it's like, well, I'm going to watch Netflix. I know, uh,
Dan da da
dun 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 dun
dan da dan
dun
dan da
dun
dan
dun 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 dun
da
dun
dan 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 dan.
dun 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 dun.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I want to watch that. I just haven't got around to it. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
It looks fun.
I think that's the thing is like
I mean,
I've got a list of like 257 horror movies. It's not getting shorter. It's getting longer.
yeah, but you also look for knowledge and stuff. I don't even bother doing that. I was
Yeah.
like, that looks all right.
I get curious and I fall down rabbit holes too frequently.
I uh that reminds me of a fucking YouTube channel. Was it Down the Rabbit Hole? I think it's called,
Down the rabbit hole.
and it just goes down these weird things. Like it's talked about the Final Fantasy VII house or something,
Oh, okay.
and that's like a whole thing where there was this house and you had to be a Final Fantasy VII character in it,
Oh God.
and it's some fucked up shit from what I was hearing off this guy. So basically, he does that. I haven't come across his videos for years. But that stands out. It was something like the owner didn't wash, but you'd had to be a character in it. I think he was meant to be Aerith.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's just about mental people. It's people that should probably be locked away, to be honest.
People that probably need some help and are not getting the help that they need.
Because there's no mental health anymore. You know, you're not allowed to have mental health problems.
Well, I mean, I think we're definitely in a better state with that now than we were before, but
Yeah,
it probably could be better.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think it's a definitely your choices are definitely an interesting insight. And I did say to you that Birth in particular,
yeah.
like that is a Colin ass movie.
Oh yeah. It's quality. I love it. But it's like literally, it's like depressing because they kind of just like kill everything in the planet and
Yeah.
die, and then it kind of fades into like say they go into magical sword.
Yeah. It's cool. Like I liked it. But
Mhm.
it definitely to me is like that has absolutely shaped your interests in what you watch.
Yeah.
And it's the same for me. Like I can draw the parallels. I'm like, yep, okay, this makes sense.
So yeah, so that was kind of that was like my intrigue into anime as it was, but never really went anywhere at that stage as such
Okay.
because limited
Limited
availability. The other
access, yeah.
animes of quality of that time would be probably like um Cities of Gold, Dog
Yeah.
Canyon, which is not really
Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Jason the Wheel Wars.
Ulysses
Oh,
31.
yeah,
God, Ulysses 31 is so fucking good.
yeah.
It's so good. So good.
Uh, but it wasn't really later until one of my brother's friends introduced me to his manga um, stuff, which was Dominion Tanks Police.
Yep.
And that kickstarted me. That's pretty cool. It's probably the strip scene. I was like 15. To be honest, man. And the dick fucking traps they have
Yes.
for the for the tanks. I didn't actually pick up that they were dick traps until much later though. They were just like weird things that's erected, and it's like, wait, they're dicks.
They are.
Literally, yeah,
I think it's funny because I sort of arrived at anime mostly because of myself,
yeah,
but then uh I would like I I went to uni and I was like, I'm just gonna like hold off and be like, talk about the things I enjoy enough.
yeah,
And I was the kind of kid that went to like buy DVDs. I had to get the train to go and find a place to buy the ones that I would wanted because it was stuff like Vampire Hunter D or Blackjack or stuff like that. And it was
yeah,
like, not common enough that you would find it in any shop. You had to
mm,
go to like a place that would sell those.
yep,
This is mostly Forbidden Planet. Uh,
yeah, yeah,
and then I went to uni and they're like, oh, so do you like watch anime? And I was like, yes. What do you have? And they're like, oh, cool, loads of stuff. And it's like, okay.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's like,
which then led on to like Hellsing, Serial Experiments Lane, Escaflowne,
yeah,
uh, Gantz,
yeah,
Gintama,
yeah, yeah,
Naruto, all that stuff.
yeah,
And that's just kind of been from there. And then it was like very dormant for a number of years where like I would occasionally watch things. So like
yeah,
Gurren Lagann was one of those ones where it's like, or Death Note, like those it was like, oh, I'm gonna
yeah,
watch that and I'm gonna watch that. And then,
yeah,
I'd fall away for a period of time and then COVID hits and we are looking for something to do to like spend a bit of time
yep.
and I realized it's like, fuck, I've missed watching this stuff. It's like there's so much good stuff.
Yeah, I like just to throw in a little sprinkle of something that you potentially wouldn't have seen because it wouldn't have been on your streamline take. I don't know.
Oh, I get what you mean. It's
Yeah,
like, hey, this is something you probably wouldn't have watched.
yeah.
Like I think um like actually probably more interesting is School Days. I think is probably something I would have watched but hadn't.
School days, like I said, with this school days, the only reason I came across school days was because of some webcomic I watched, I read, which was
Yeah,
Bittersweet Candy Bowl, and they did like a meme thing where it was like it was all about love and drama and that, and then
uh-huh.
there's one of them where it was dressed up as uh, the one that chops the
Yeah,
head open and stuff,
yeah.
and they do that whole kind of like scene of that with it. It was like, what the fuck's that from? Oh, let's watch that.
School Days is
Why did I watch that? 12, 12 episodes of fucking
to be
horror.
fair, like it's it's a hard watch,
Oh yeah.
but it's good.
I
I actually
mean,
think it is good. Um, but the other, I think like the one for me, the one I will always be grateful for to that degree is that you were like, hey, we should watch because we kind of started this off with like, oh, we'll watch stuff that people didn't like,
or it's just
and it's not
aged
good.
very bad,
Yeah,
like
it's
Golden Boy.
yeah, Golden Boy or Ghost Stories, and then
People like ghost stories though. It's got like some
they
decent.
like the dumbness, but it's
Yeah.
not good.
No,
Like
no,
it's just, they like how dumb it is.
yeah,
But then we did Haruhi. We did
yeah,
after that, and we did it not because it was going to be good, but we did it because you were like, oh, people did not like the Endless Eight. People did not like the second season,
yeah.
and it was like, well, if we're gonna do it though, like maybe we should watch the first season.
You got to know it. Yeah,
And we watched it, and I was like, this is really good.
yeah,
And then we watched the second season. I'm like, okay, like I get where people don't like this. It
Yeah.
definitely falls down a bit.
Mhm.
But then when we watched the movie, I just blown away by it.
Yeah.
Like it was the first time I think I'd like properly been really shocked by how good that like a movie was in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
And then you said it's, oh, you should watch Your Name. I loved Your Name. Like
Yeah.
genuinely just one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
So there's a few like that where I've been like, you know what? I really glad I watched that.
yeah.
Um
I like to prod you in directions.
well, I guess I'll throw the question across the line. Have there been any that I've said we should watch this and you've been like, I actually really like that?
Uh,
Because that's a harder question. Because as we
yeah.
discussed, I'm a misery vampire. So
Yeah. Well, well, have you, it's Trigun. Trigun's all right.
I think Trigun Stampede is maybe the only one I can think of where it was like, holy shit, this
Yeah.
is this is really good.
Yeah, they
Like
did it well.
so exceptionally well.
What else you suggested? Oh, Suzumiya.
Yeah, Suzume.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Suzume.
Suzume's excellent.
Yeah, yeah,
God,
that was good.
Suzume's so
Yeah,
fucking good.
and that was on the same vein as you. Well, it's the same person,
No,
isn't it?
yeah, it was, and it was born out of like it was like, oh, I'm watching out for new stuff by this person, and
Yeah,
saw the trailer. I was like, we are gonna go and watch that.
yeah,
And it's just so much fun.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Uh, what else? Because you know what you did suggested Gantz, which is like,
Yeah, so I think like there are very few where I've watched it where it's like that's bad. Like it's
yeah,
just bad.
yep,
Um, I think objectively, Ghost Stories is maybe the only one where it's just like that's actually just poor. Like it's not. It's really slow and really
Well, the whole. I
well.
mean,
The whole point, yeah, like you say, is they just did whatever they wanted because the show was crap
yeah,
and they could.
that's
Uh,
that's the kind of story you get online anyway.
but like I don't think there's been anything that I've watched where it was like, oh, that just wasn't very good. Like, I'm glad we watched Cowboy Bebop. I'm glad I actually took the dip and watched that finally because I'd never seen it. I
Uh,
really liked it.
yeah,
Um,
like I said, we watched that. I was like,
oh, Steins Gate,
Steins Gate, yeah, that's a suggestion.
that was yours.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
I loved the first season, and I never watched the second until we did the show, and I didn't enjoy the second season
it's
as much
it's not as good.
because it's just no Okabe.
I think that well, we talked about this when we did the show as well. It's
Yeah,
like there were a few times where it was like this could be wild if this
yeah,
is the direction they take it in, and it didn't go in that direction, which was a bit disappointing.
yeah.
Um,
It went a bit wild at the end where it was like he had to do all those multiple time hops back.
that was cool. Like
Yeah,
it very much it started really strong
yeah,
and then dipped away in the middle for a bit
yeah,
and then definitely came back
yeah.
strong at the end.
Or yeah, where
Um,
he had the determination back.
like again, uh, when it comes to I like shows with characters with strong sense of self.
Uh-huh.
Like I
Yeah,
like them to have conviction.
yeah,
And it's like much the same as anything is like I like characters with a bit of complexity. Like
yeah.
for example, like Gantz is a great one where like Kay's a dick.
Oh yeah,
He's awful.
yeah,
But at the same time, like there is someone in there that is trying to be better, is trying to like make a difference sometimes, and isn't always a bad person, but just can't quite break being a bad person.
yeah. I suppose there's that. Yeah.
He's like there are redemptive features. And
Mhm.
then on the opposite side of the fence is you have what's his name?
Kodo,
Kota.
Koto. Yeah.
He's like the quintessential good guy. Where
No,
it's like I'm
that
just can't step a foot wrong,
and
but he's crippled by it. And
yeah. He also,
that's the thing that's interesting.
but he's also taking that from K.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like K from his youth.
The great irony is he's ripped that goodness out of him and that adventurousness,
Yeah,
but he's become crippled by his inability eh, to be good, but
yeah,
also get the outcomes he wants. And it's
yeah,
like that's a complexity in a character that I really like.
yeah. I mean,
Like
it is. It's
it's not the best show. Like
yeah.
definitely to be clear, it's not the
I
best show.
just
But I
I
think
suppose I like upbeat fun things.
the thing is that also so do I.
Yeah,
But the problem is that I think it's far more difficult for me to get the in for
yeah,
those.
yeah,
Because I think with when it comes to fun stuff, there tends not to be that continuous thread. You
yeah,
know, like I think
yeah,
when it has some sense of drama or some sense of 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 inciting of fear or horror,
yeah.
it's persistence.
Uh-huh.
You know, it moves through everything that the show does.
Okay.
And like that's why things like School Days and Gantz and Serial Experiments Lane and even like God, like Cowboy Bebop has its funny moments and funnier episodes,
Oh, it
but
does.
that thread right the way through is just it's hardship and relationships that don't function
Yeah,
and like just people who are struggling to be people.
yeah.
Like that first episode is incredible. Is one of my favorite things I've ever watched.
On
Just the first episode of Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just so good.
It's a good movie. It's like I said, the Cowboy Bebop was like fell off it because that weird laughing fat man one just depressed the shit out of me. Which I don't know why. I was like, ah, nah.
Teddy Bear one's good though.
Yeah,
That's my
that's
favorite goddamn episode. There's something is that Cowboy Bebop is a show that takes itself quite seriously, but also knows when to like take the foot off the gas for that stuff.
yeah, yeah,
But that episode is so funny and so clever.
yeah,
And it like normally, like I think it just has to hit just right for me, and that one is perfect.
yeah, yeah.
And it's same as like the episode of where they make the games.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I love that episode, and it's kind of a nothing episode.
yeah. Well, most of them are.
Sorry,
Most of Harry's episodes are kind of nothing. They don't really.
they don't. Yeah,
Yeah, they're really kind of concentrating Harry because she somehow managed to manipulate everything, and
yes,
there's some mystical power
subconsciously. Yeah, yeah.
apparently, but she can't tell her that. And it's just like she's like, "We're going to be doing this today," and everyone kind of goes along with it, except from what's his name?
You've just blown my mind again.
Blowing your mind again.
Yeah, because I'm just remembering that the
Uh-huh.
disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya completely reframes the entire show, where she's not the main character. It's actually
Yuko,
Yuki,
Yuki, yeah,
and it's just like it's my God,
yeah,
like because it makes
yeah,
so much sense. It's so good.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
What else?
good shit.
So those we've done lots, and I've
We have done a lot. Gantz is season 16, man.
yeah,
We did Golden Boy. We did
Ghost
Ghost
was
Stories. We did
me.
Suzumiya. Suzume. No,
Yeah,
Suzumiya. Haruhi Suzumiya.
uh,
And then we did Cowboy Bebop.
what's that? Oh, I mean that was a long one. Yeah,
We did Steins Gate. We did
Trigun before Steins.
Trigun after.
Was that?
We did Chainsaw Man. We did Serial Experiments Lane.
Oh, Chainsaw Man was good.
I
I
like
enjoyed
Chainsaw
that.
Man.
I
It was
wasn't.
a me suggestion.
That was.
Yeah, that's a good show.
There you go. There's no. That's, I think there's two recent ones. So yeah, Chainsaw Man was good, and
Yeah, I like that show.
I like I kind of like the this what's his name and was it Blood? Is her name?
Power.
Power. They're just idiots.
Denji and Power. And do you know what I've kind of realized that
Uh-huh.
Chainsaw Man is effectively like what if Kevin Smith wrote a slacker comedy?
Uh,
Not a chainsaw demon.
oh,
It's kind of like that.
oh
He's
man.
kind of a slacker.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
bit Mallrats
yeah. I suppose.
in
Yeah.
a way that I really like.
Ah,
So
oh man.
bringing it full circle to the
Yeah.
cartoon.
I was just. Clark Burton.
We're gonna have to do it at some point.
Oh, yeah, it's not technically anime, but it's fine.
It's so fun though.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
good.
There's your link.
I can be.
I can be Tom Cruise. Show me the money. You want the truth? You can handle the truth.
Oh,
So bad.
God.
So bad.
And then how many times did they do the climbing the
I don't
building
know, but it's
scenes?
so funny.
So they're like, "Oh, we're going to climb this building," and they're scaling it, but they're doing like in like 60s Batman style.
Clerks the cartoon had me the very moment they said previously on Clerks, and then it just showed nothing because it was the first episode.
Oh man, it's
It's so fucking funny.
oh yeah,
My friend, she made a CD of stuff for me at one point,
uh-huh.
and the quote she wrote on the front of it was, "It's not evil spirits, it's just rain." She's the guy when he's talking to the tribe. It's not evil spirits, it's just rain.
Oh yeah, that was one of those like for break. You push rock? Is that right? Oh no, 'cause that was the one that
Is
was
it the
based off.
arcade machine?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
based off Last Starfighter.
Jesus.
That movie. It's like you remember the Last Starfighter? Yeah, this is exactly that
Oh,
same
this is that.
yeah, only it's about pushing rocks and it's like there's no correlation because it was about moving a joystick and going up a levels. Anyway,
You watch Clerks the cartoon.
yeah.
Clerks the animated series. We should finish this.
Uh,
Uh
probably.
yeah. So that was our kind of New Year's special. We just thought we would talk a little bit about our
Yeah.
origins. It was Colin's idea. I think it went pretty well. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, it'd be good. Just to kind of like look back at some stuff because like I say, that's kind of what New Year's all about. Hogmanay is essentially New Year's Eve is like you might like reflect on well mainly the year that's went by
Yeah.
and then look to the future.
But we are. We're looking in the past and we're reflecting to our future, which will be XL Saga.
Yeah.
I do think we should do Delicious in Dungeon though.
Oh yeah, that seems like a guitar thing.
I think
So
that sounds great.
that falls into our medium.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna try. I'm still taking over October, but we're definitely gonna try a bit less of a bummer this.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What arrays is this year?
Erased Charge Man Ken.
I mean, Charge Man King was probably light, but he was
It was the hardest thing to watch.
just
We
idolmaniac.
watched 10 episodes at a time, Colin.
8 minutes long.
We watched 10 episodes at a time.
The 5 minutes long,
Oh my god, they were so difficult.
and half the episode was the theme tune. And
Ba-da-ba-ba-bum, ba-dum-bum. No.
no.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I remember it.
Uh,
My eldest son still thinks that Chargeman Ken is like that's the show where he celebrated that that guy died, isn't it? That it is.
yeah.
Stomps when the guy dies.
Oh, that's happening birth. Yeah. So the big red robot when they're chasing through the thing, it's actually more like a bowling reference, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's chasing
Strike.
Rasa, and then he throws out one of those black balls,
Yep.
and it goes. You hear the strike noise, and it goes fist pump.
You're right.
I never noticed that before. I was like watching it. It's like wow.
Just like Chargeman. Uh, but yeah, we watched the race. We watched Gantz. We watched Pluto. Man, Pluto was so good.
Yeah,
Hard to watch, but Pluto was so good.
yeah.
Loved every moment. Is that it?
No, there's more. Oh, Kino,
Oh, Kino.
Kino, Kino. Yeah.
I I'm glad we watched that, but man, is that depressing.
Oh, 100%.
That was I remember the first like I remember my messages to you after watching the first four episodes. Like, Colin, what is this? This is incredible. Wow.
Someone visiting all the different countries
Oh
who
my
are
god.
more depressing than Heart Life
Oh,
somehow.
it was a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a lot.
I kind of enjoy it in some weird way because just a chill depression,
Oh, it's
a vignette.
a vignette of depression. Just
Mm.
a soupçon of depression, like a little bit.
Anyway,
Jesus. Yeah, you've been listening to is that a podcast about anime.
oh,
Hmm?
should just go Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, fuck. Happy New Year.
because
It'll happen.
we've said it, but like we're just saying Happy New Year because we're just talking about
Yeah.
depression thing.
5, 4, 3,
Three, two,
2,
one.
1. Happy New Year! If you time it right, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd
Uh,
be really good.
this is an hour and 10 minutes. So start like 10 to 11.
Yeah, you'd be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, a podcast about anime that we've been doing for God, nearly 4 years now.
Yeah.
Nearly. Our home is at anchor.fm/who's that anime. And we can be found where all good podcasts can be found. If you want to support us, you can leave us a review. Telling a friend is a super cool way to do that too. If you want to support us financially, though, you can do that at patreon.com/who's that anime, where you can put your money down and get episodes a little bit early of this podcast and our second podcast, 5 Minute Fusion, which is a journey through Dragon Ball. We're at the moment just about getting it. We're getting into Dragon Ball Z now, so
Oh, nice. Yeah.
yeah, it's been pretty cool. Um, and of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/use that anime, where we post the latest releases and like the occasional meme. We have a Discord group. You can find the link for that in the show notes. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/at who's that anime, where Colin painstakingly puts together the video versions of this
Yeah.
madness. And of course, you can also find the podcast episodes because we have the RSS feed set up there too for Who's That Anime and for 5 Minute Fusion. Colin and I occasionally like to play video games sometimes. Colin at twitch.tv/couchfuel, myself at twitch.tv/hailpayman. And you can find archives for both of those at youtube.com by searching for at couchfuel or at hailpayman.
Mhm.
And we're done.
Yeah, that was it. That was done.
Oh,
Yep. That's
we did it.
it was our New Year special
We did it.
over.
Yep.
On to 2025.
Bring it on.
Well, maybe we should not put the fist up like that. That way.
Successfully got that guy to die.
Yeah.
Charge man Kendon.
On that note,
We'll see you in the new year.